Game Room. It's day 8 of the 12 Days of Christmas. Got a bunch of video game pickups for you today. I'm stoked to go through some of my Black Friday purchases from a couple of weeks ago, and mostly what I have here is from Video Games Plus. They are a pretty cool reprint company that I order from pretty regularly, and I got a bunch of stuff from them. They happen to release their video games all week leading up to Black Friday, so in a worry that things might sell out, which they ended up doing, I have 3 different orders from them rather than placing one order at the end of the week. This box has a beautiful copy of Undertale on the Nintendo Switch. This is actually one that has eluded me for a long time, and I remember my younger brothers were recommending that I check this one out way back when, and yeah, I'm stoked to have a copy of Undertale finally. I've heard fantastic things. It's weird and wacky and apparently really, really good. Probably a little bit divisive, but definitely a unique title and one that I'm stoked to have on the Nintendo Switch. So that is pickup number 1. Only one thing in that box. Okay. 3 games in this next package. In my quest to continue to pick up a lot of games that I don't already own on the Nintendo 3DS, I have Castlevania Lords of Shadow Mirror of Fate. This is one that I do not have in my 3DS collection and that I am stoked to add. I actually have a short list of games that I would like to have for the 3DS, and I'm not looking for a full set. I've basically gone through the library and picked out a few hundred games that I'd like to own for that console, and I'm well on the way to getting a lot of them. Rune Factory 5 on the Nintendo Switch. This is actually the last Rune Factory game that I need. Hang on a second. Unless there's one that I've missed, I've got copies of 1, 2, and 3 on the DS, Rune Factory Tides of Destiny on the PS3, Rune Factory Frontier on the Nintendo Wii, Rune Factory 4 Special, and now Rune Factory 5. I think that is all of the Rune Factory games that have been made. Correct me if I'm wrong down in the comments, but I think that finally completes my Rune Factory set. So stoked to have Rune Factory 5. And yeah, a really cool addition to the game room. A sort of Harvest Moon sim, but with combat added in and a real heavy anime vibe, but you know, maybe not for everybody, but one that I'm stoked to had to finish up that set in the game room. And last but not least, Persona 5 Royal. This one's on the Nintendo Switch as well, a great Atlas title. Persona is beloved by its fan base and is a pretty popular series, one that I, believe it or not, have yet to get into. I am absolutely stoked to check this one out, and I've heard this is kind of the definitive way to play Persona 5. I own it already on the PlayStation 3, but I hear this is the definitive way to play it. Alright, one more package from Video Games Plus. A system that I don't find myself buying for very often is the PlayStation 3. In my collection, most versions of games, I'll opt for the Xbox 360 version, but they had a couple sales on 2 games. The first is Painkiller, Hell and Damnation Uncut. This one is sort of, from what I can tell online, a Doom clone, but if Doom could be any more over the top, that's what Painkiller, Hell and Damnation gives you. It just looks like a really unique title. Definitely a bit like odd looking, maybe even just a touch goofy or unfinished. At least it's what the footage has you believe, but you know, I never see this one, and when you've got over 2,000 games and you've never heard of a game before that's on sale, yeah, Seal, I'll pick that up all day long. I will absolutely crack it open and play it. This one's really cool. I'm gonna go with Arcania, The Complete Tale. I have never heard of this game, but I am hugely jealous of people who have never played games like Skyrim or Oblivion, these like big, massive world RPG games, because I love the Fallouts of the world, those kind of games, and this looks just like a version of that. It looks like a huge RPG Quest Skyrim style game, and the gameplay capture footage that I've seen online of this one looks fantastic. So I am stoked to check out this one and add a sealed copy to the game room, although I crack all my sealed games open anyway. Not much of a sealed collector. I'll leave them sealed until it's time to play. Okay, a couple of bonus pickups. These ones are Facebook Marketplace pickups. I actually e-transferred a lady $80 Canadian for these two games, and she mailed them out to me from another province in the Maritimes here in Canada. And they were good prices. The first is Valfaris, and I'm stoked to check this one out. This is an absolutely cool 2D action platformer. Looks like a futuristic kind of sci-fi world with an absolutely ridiculous heavy metal soundtrack that was made for this game. Out of this world sort of gameplay and action, and one that I absolutely had to add to my collection. A super odd title for the Nintendo Switch, but one that I've been wanting to check out for a while. So when I saw that fairly locally for $40, it was absolutely worth a pickup to add to the game room. And yeah, I'm stoked to check that one out. Really nice copy on the Switch. Last but not least, I waited probably longer than I needed to pick up a copy of Metroid Dread, but I was kind of waiting for the right price on this one. Obviously, if you've paid attention to new releases in the past year or so, you know that Metroid Dread is a solid game, and one that I'm really stoked to get into on the Nintendo Switch. And for 40 Canadian, yeah, that was the right price, and I was ready to grab this one up and add it to the collection. So stoked to check out Metroid Dread, and yeah, a couple of really good pickups to get sent over to the game room. Lay out all the pickups that I had in this video for you today to take a look at. Thanks so much for sticking around to see everything that we got added to the game room today on these Black Friday sales. Tomorrow, I'll be back with day 9 of the 12 Days of Christmas, so stick around. Subscribe, like, comment, all that good stuff goes a long way to helping my channel grow. I appreciate it, and I will catch you on the next one.